What do we know, Mark, about how this new feature will work, and what does it mean for Square?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I mean, this feature is pretty simple, as we explained before. You basically turn your iPhone into a payment terminal, right? So if someone wants to pay for something, you can use your phone to take that. Instead of a Square reader, they can tap a credit card, they can tap an iPhone with Apple Pay, they can tap an Android phone with Google Pay. Any NFC-based wallet could be used just by tapping it on the back of an existing iPhone with an NFC chip, one of the newer phones. They've been including NFC in the iPhone since the iPhone 6, since 2014, so this goes way back. I'd be interested to see if that eventually comes to the iPad. In terms of Square, as you know, Square sells a dongle or an input you can connect to your iPhone either wirelessly or through the Lightning connector or headphone jack on an iPhone to take credit card payments. So it's different because it doesn't require any external hardware, but Apple will be leveraging third-party payment networks such as Stripe and other potential partners to make this work. So it's possible that maybe one day Square will take advantage of this Apple technology. The caveat I will say is Apple, of course, is very likely to charge a percentage of all transactions, so maybe Square won't want to do that from that perspective.
How much revenue could this drive for Apple?
You know, Apple's services business at this point is a nearly $20 billion per quarter business, right? They generated about $60 billion in change for the Apple, for the entire company over fiscal 2021. And every time they add a new service, a new point of sale for the company, they're going to continue to generate revenue, right? Apple Pay right now probably generates a couple $2 billion per year for Apple, because what Apple does is they take a few cents on the dollar every time an Apple Pay transaction is done. They take that off the top for themselves for their services revenue. They're obviously probably going to do this too for this new business register service. So this is another revenue driver long term potentially.
And when is this going to launch? Is it timed with other Apple products? We know that you've been reporting on that March 8th event.
So this is going to launch alongside iOS 15.4, which comes out in the first half of March, I'm told. Obviously, they're going to hold that March 8th event for the new iPad and the iPhone and a new Mac. What this means, though, is that third-party payment companies are going to need to sign up for this and take advantage of it. So the tech's going to be ready in the first half of March. Who knows when Stripe and other companies will be able to start actually releasing apps to take advantage of this feature. Stripe says they'll launch in the spring, and there'll be more coming probably later in the year.
Got to ask your thoughts on this massive Peloton shakeup, given that you cover Peloton as well. 2,800 employees out. John Foley stepping down as CEO. Do you think the next guy could get it right, Barry McCarthy? Do you think a deal is in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak to the merits of cutting 20% of the workforce. Obviously, that's not positive by any means, but Foley had to go. The number of missteps that happened under Foley's watch, or decisions directly made by Foley over the last 2 years, are in some respects pretty countless. And this is not just investors saying it. I mean, I can tell you we've had the recalls that were mishandled regarding the Tread. We had the child death. We had multiple advertising related issues. But the most significant problem was they completely mistimed and completely messed up their supply chain, not once but twice, right? Once at the beginning of the pandemic and once at the end of the pandemic, right? This was supposed to be the time where Peloton was supposed to grow and become this shiny new company with a over $50 billion market cap. But because of their supply chain failures, we are where we are today. And of course, the CEO is responsible and he had to go.